The story begins with total destruction spreading across the city. People walking on the streets suddenly collapse one by one and die. In this chaos, we see a group of orphan children running to the shelter where they live, and they discover that the director has died. They don't understand anything. They also hear a voice in the area saying that a dangerous virus has spread and is killing people, but those who are 13 years old and younger will not be affected by this virus. Then unknown men enter and take all those children away. The kids no longer understand what their fate will be. They thought they were safe, but they were wrong. 4 years pass and we see a huge organization full of a terrifying number of children. They examine them, take their blood, then give them a drink after drawing their blood. We see the blonde-haired child Mika watching his friend Yu destroy his drink and saying, "You're not going to drink it this time either?" With great anger, Yu says, "I won't drink that filthy thing." Mika angrily tells him, "But if you don't drink it, you'll get sick." As they speak, some kids who grew up with them at the shelter are drawing on the ground when two men from the organization stomp on the kids' hands cruelly. Yu becomes furious when he sees this and runs at one of the men to hit him, but the man grabs him by his clothes to stop him, and Yu, full of rage, shouts, "Apologize to the children right now." Mika intervenes, begging the man to leave Yu alone, saying, "He's just stupid and doesn't understand anything. Please don't hurt him." But Yu, hurt in his pride, yells, "Don't stop me. I'll hit him and teach him a lesson." The man notices Yu's arrogance, grabs him, and drags him to a high building, preparing to throw him down. Mika pleads with him desperately to let Yu go, but before he can strike, a very important man named Ferd appears, a vampire. The man immediately stops when he sees Ferd. Mika rushes toward Ferd, and Yu, confused, wonders who he is. Ferd knows Mika well and says, "I was waiting for you at the palace tonight. You're always welcome. Your blood is so delicious." He then looks at Yu and asks, "Will that boy come with you tonight too?" Mika quickly says, "No, he's shy, maybe next time." Then Yu is taken away. As they walk, Yu asks Mika, "Why did you apologize? You should have let me hit him." Mika answers, "Stop talking nonsense. A human like you can't do anything to a vampire. Their power is enormous compared to ours." Yu says, "We shouldn't look down on ourselves. Maybe we can do something." Then he asks, "What's between you and Ferd?" Mika says, "I let him drink my blood, and in return, I get delicious food and everything I want. If we want to survive here, we have to be smart." Yu gets angry at his friend's thinking and punches him. Mika, shocked, asks, "Don't you want anything at all?" Yu answers coldly, "Of course not," and walks away. Later, he sits alone until a girl named Akane comes over and asks, "Weren't you with Mika? Where is he?" Yu snaps, "Shut up, I wasn't with that idiot." She's surprised and asks, "Why are you so upset?" He replies, "Leave me alone. It's none of your business." She says, "But we're one family. How can you say that?" Yu remembers when he first came to the shelter and Mika was the first to welcome him, smiling and saying, "I'm an orphan like you, but when I came here I found a family. From now on, you're part of it." But Yu angrily shouted, "I don't have a family. My father tried to kill me and my mother called me a demon and killed herself, so family means nothing to me." Mika softly said, "It must have been hard for you, but from today, we'll be your family." That was the start of Yu and Mika's bond. Akane's voice breaks his thoughts as she tells him not to be late for dinner. When he returns, the children happily say they're eating curry tonight. Yu's shocked because they usually only get scraps. He asks Akane where the food came from and she says Mika brought the ingredients. It's her first time cooking and she's excited. Yu realizes how Mika got them. He must have traded his blood again. During dinner, Yu doesn't eat, but the children are joyful, saying it feels like their birthday because it's the first time they've been this happy. They notice Yu not eating, but he stays silent. When they ask where Mika is, he can't answer. Time passes, everyone sleeps, and Yu waits for Mika. When Mika returns, Yu asks how he got the curry. Mika admits he sold his blood to Ferd to buy the food. Yu gets angry, saying, "You can't keep doing this for us. Next time I'll sell my blood." Mika quickly says, "No, you promised to fight the vampires and take revenge. Until you do that, I'll sacrifice myself." Yu argues, "I'm not stupid, I know vampires," but Mika cuts him off, tears in his eyes. "Don't say that. If the kids hear you, they'll lose hope. They believe in you. They believe you'll defeat the vampires one day. That's enough talk. Now come eat the curry with me. I know you didn't eat." Yu still refuses, so Mika pulls out a gun, saying, "I won't let you fight vampires on an empty stomach, especially with a weapon like this." He hands him a map showing the city's exits so they can escape. They finally eat together while studying the map. Yui-lan immediately gathered the children and planned to escape from the underground city. But just when they were about to flee, Farid suddenly appeared. He had already seen through their plan and began his hunt. With just one encounter, Farid mercilessly killed all the children, including Xiao Qian. At that moment, Mikhail, determined to protect Yui-lan, charged toward Farid with the gun in his hand without hesitation. But Farid pierced through Mikhail's body with his sword. Taking advantage of the moment, Yui-lan fired and shot Farid in the head, blowing him away. Yet Mikhail's life could no longer be saved. Deeply moved and heartbroken by Mikhail's Mikhail's sacrifice, Yuilan finally acknowledged everyone as his family, tears streaming down his face. But he could not save Mikhail, and had no choice but to escape from the underground city alone, carrying his sorrow. On the surface, Yuilan encountered a member of the Moon Demon Army named Guren. Guren recognized Yuilan as an experimental subject and decided to use him for his own purposes. Now, filled with hatred for vampires and determined to avenge his family, Yuilan followed Guren and joined the Moon Demon Army to seek revenge. Time passed, and 4 years later, the surface of the world had become infested with otherworldly monsters known as the John's Knights. Humanity could now only survive within a few cities protected by the Moon Demon Army, and their population had fallen to less than 1/10 of what it once was. Vampires, humans, monsters, and the virus that had destroyed the world. What was the truth hidden behind all of this? At this time, Yuilan was stationed at the Moon Demon Army headquarters in Shibuya. In order to take revenge on the vampires, he trained himself relentlessly until he was strong enough to cut down the John's Knights by using the cursed barriers surrounding the city. The Moon Demon Army was a militarized organization ruled by the Hiyaragi clan. For now, Yuilan was only an ordinary soldier and had not yet joined the vampire extermination squad. He was assigned to the school's restricted zone under the supervision of a girl named Shinoa Hiragi. Shinoa revealed that Guren's order for Yuilan was simple. He had to make friends at school. Later, Yuilan and Shinoa met a bullied servant girl named Yu Ichinosi. Yuilan stepped in to help her escape the bullies. Yu once witnessed her elder sister being killed by a vampire while trying to protect her, and since then, she had wanted to join the Moon Demon Army to take revenge for her sister, but her timid personality made Yuilan persuade her to give up that thought. Just then, a vampire escaped from the Moon Demon Army's laboratory and began attacking students. In the chaos, Yuilan rushed in to protect his classmates and confronted the vampire. However, the vampire possessed an immortal body. Ordinary weapons could not kill it, and Yuilan quickly found himself in danger. Fortunately, Yu appeared in time to help him. After a fierce battle, Yuilan and the vampire fell out of the window together. The vampire's body was frozen and wounded, but still tried to bite Yuilan's neck. Suddenly, Guren appeared and killed the vampire just in time. He used a demon cursed gear, a weapon powered by demonic energy that could slay vampires. In truth, 8 years ago when the world ended, only those under 13 years old and the adults who had bonded with these cursed weapons survived, as the demonic power protected them, turning some partly into demons themselves. Now, Yuilan met the Moon Demon Company, the vampire extermination unit led by Guren. The Moon Demon Company was an elite force among elites, and Yuilan longed to join them to avenge his family. Because of his friendship with Yu at school and under Shinoa's supervision, Guren decided to honor his promise and allowed Yuilan to become a member of the Moon Demon Company. At the same time, Yu, who had shown great courage in protecting her comrades, was also accepted as a new member. That day, Yuilan gained 2 new teammates, Shinoa and Yu. Soon after, the training of the Vampire Extermination Squad began. Shinoa demonstrated her own cursed gear, the Siren Doji. These weapons had demons sealed inside them, and by borrowing the demon's power, Shinoa easily defeated Yuilan during training. She told him that vampires also possessed similar armaments, which was why teamwork was essential. No one could fight alone. Shortly afterward, they heard rumors that students had mysteriously gone missing in the school. It turned out that the school itself was actually an experimental site of the Moon Demon Army, and beneath it lay a forbidden area containing sealed, cursed weapons. Anyone who touched a cursed weapon would be possessed by the demon inside it. To resist such possession, one had to undergo special training, and only those who could overcome the demon were chosen to join the extermination squads. However, one student accidentally entered the forbidden zone, got possessed by a demon, and lost his mind. To seize the cursed weapon, Yuilan attacked him. During the fierce fight, Yuilan managed to grab a cursed axe but was invaded by the demon's consciousness. He saw visions of Mikhail and his family. Luckily, Yuilan knew Mikhail would never ask him to take revenge, and with that thought, he broke free from the illusion and regained his senses, saving both himself and his classmate. Impressed by his willpower, Shinoa approved him to undergo formal cursed weapon training. Meanwhile, in Japan's vampire underground city Sanguinem, Farid Bathory was revealed to be still alive, and so was Mikhail, now turned into a vampire. Ordinary weapons couldn't kill vampires, and Farid had intentionally let Yuilan escape years ago for reasons tied to a hidden conspiracy. Mikhail, on the other hand, had been saved by the vampire queen Cruel Tepes, the third progenitor. Cruel used her own blood to turn Mikhail into a vampire. Across the world, vampires ruled in hidden underground cities, and Cruel was the ruler of the vampires in Japan, the third progenitor, also known as the Vampire Queen, while Farid blood, the seventh progenitor, ranked just below her. Since becoming a vampire, Mikhail had never drunk human blood. He even saved humans from monsters and brought them into the vampire city for protection. Cruel favored him deeply, and whenever Mikhail thirsted for blood, she would give him her own. Later, the vampires learned that the Moon Demon Army had resumed the forbidden Seraph of the End experiment, the same project that had destroyed the world 8 years ago. To preserve the balance of the world, Cruel decided to declare war on the Moon Demon Army. Meanwhile, Yuilan and Yu entered the new class of the Extermination Unit, where they met a new comrade, Kimizuki Shiho. Shiho's younger sister Mirai was infected by the Morse virus, and in order to afford her treatment, he wanted to join the elite extermination division called the Horseman Unit, since the army would fund her medical costs. At first, Yuilan and Shiho often argued and competed, but through training together as a team, they slowly became friends. Around the same time, the Moon Demon Army detected suspicious movements from the vampires and held a meeting. The highest leader of the army was Tenri Hiragi, head of the Hiragi clan. Other members included her son Kureto Hiragi, her daughter Mahiru, and her adopted son Shinya Hiragi. Among them, Shinya was close friends with Guren. However, Guren had little interest in political meetings and left halfway through. The Ichinose family, to which Guren belonged, was a branch of the Hiragi clan and had deep-rooted conflicts with them. Soon after, Guren arrived at the special training camp and decided to conduct the demon dance test. In the end, only Yuilan, Yu, Kimizuki, and Shinoa passed, earning the right to challenge the higher-ranked Black Demon cursed weapons. These weapons were divided into many levels, the highest being Black Demon, followed by Bodhisattva, Rakshasa, Tsuchigumo, and Doji, each increasingly powerful. Whether one could control the demon depended on their potential and compatibility. If they succeeded, they would gain its power. If they failed, they would be devoured and lose their mind. Soon, Yuilan, Yu, and Shiho each touched their chosen cursed weapons and began a battle of wills with the demons inside. Each of them saw the weakest memories buried deep within their hearts, as the demons tried to manipulate their souls. Yuilan faced the black demon known as Asuramaru and longed for its strength to seek revenge. Asuramaru recognized Yuilan's inner resolve and agreed to serve him, but warned that if Yuilan's will ever faltered, the demon would seize control of his body. Asuramaru also revealed that 1/10 of Yuilan's body was no longer human. After awakening from the trance, Yuilan gained his own cursed weapon, Asuramaru, which took the form of a blade. Shiho successfully tamed his weapon, Onyu, which took the form of twin swords, but Yu was nearly consumed by her weapon, Moonlight Requiem, a bow possessed by a demon that attacked everyone. Fortunately, after obtaining their weapons, Yuilan and his team's power had greatly increased. They managed to block Yu's attacks and encouraged her not to give up. In the end, through their bond of friendship, they awakened Yu's consciousness, allowing her to make a contract with her demon and subdue the weapon.